Welcome to DC.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions.
Don't like that. I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Hello, boys. Week 1 is in the books. Commanders off to a 1-0 start. I think when we went around the horn last week, FP, I think we all had them winning this one. They did not disappoint. They got it done. Congratulations to all of us. This is DTC episode number 349, believe it or not. And yeah, it's nice to be celebrating a week 1 win here in DC. It is a short week with a very fast turnaround against maybe a slightly above average team in the Packers. Yes, I will continue to disrespect them because I do not believe, Andy, that they are any good, although Micah looks pretty terrifying. But FP, we got the win. And it's the Giants look terrible. We're gonna do top 5 Low5, one of my favorite segments week to week. That's back. We're officially into the season now, and it feels great. Andy and 20 are here as well, so we'll go around the horn here and say hello to everybody. But FP, I want to start with you. You had them winning this one, and to cherry pick on what you had, the goal you set for this team last year was to beat the Giants twice. Well, they're halfway home for this season as well. What was your biggest takeaway from Sunday?
Biggest takeaway was, great that football's back. I think your boy was right in saying this defense is going to look a lot better.
You're my boy?
I'm your boy.
I mean, you want to just get into Marshawn now? No.
I'm just saying, watching. All right. Before the game, the nerves started building up. I don't know if we're going to handle the Giants. I don't know if we're going to handle the D-line. I don't know
if Russ is good again.
Yeah. What if suddenly we aren't what we think we are? But no, Jaden came out. He looked calm, cool, collected, smooth, had his swagger, shot a little smile while he scampers out to the sidelines on a third down conversion, whatever. Like, the team looks great, and the few additions that we made in the offseason, some were questionable, some were not, some people bought into, some people didn't. All of them look like they're, as of week 1, paying dividends, right? Javon Kinlaw, Deebo Samuel.
That's my guy.
They all look like AP knows more than all of the armrest, armchair general managers out there. And it's a good thing that it's working out that way. It looks great. I don't miss Jonathan Allen. I don't have any issues as of week 1, except week 1 jitters, week 1 rust. You shake it off and you get a quick turnaround on Thursday and a really good test. And I think it's really good. I'm high on the team right now.
I hear you loud and clear on that. And you're right. Jonathan Allen not missed. And we got to see Allen and Sweat on Monday Night Football. And we'll talk about that game as well. I got some questions for you about both quarterbacks and that game that was featured on Monday night. Andy, I want to go to you next. I mean, the season is underway. Again, we all had them winning this game against the Giants. Anything that really stood out to you? I mean, the Giants are terrible, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about them. Russ looks worse than he did last year at the end of the season with the Steelers. I mean, he just looks bad all around. But this defense here in DC, they do look improved.
Yeah. 2 things stood out to me. One on each side of the ball. Terry wasn't so scary. I don't know if it's just week 1, lack of conditioning. There was one throw. I don't know if I'm going to blame it on JD for overthrowing it or for Terry for,
Well,
maybe
when you
not
don't
being
practice
as fast as he
together,
can be.
maybe when you don't
Yeah,
practice for
there was
7
no-
weeks,
yeah,
your
it's possible.
timing's a little off. Maybe.
So
My
Terry
God.
stood out to me.
My
I
God.
wish he got a little bit more involved, or maybe the game plan didn't revolve around him, but I just wanted to see more of him. And then the second thing, FP mentioned it, that D line, they were in command. They stuffed the run. Russ isn't, scary at all, but I was so super impressed with our D line. We stuffed the run, something we literally could not do last year. Anybody could run all over us. And Tyrone Trace is not the greatest. I get it. Giants aren't the greatest. I get it. But we shut them down, and I was pretty happy with the defensive line.
Yeah.
With that being said, the one thing I told you at the gym earlier, or Joe, was I think week one's always an outlier. Everybody, some people show up, some people don't. I don't count week one for anything, but hey, that's why we pod, baby, so we can talk about it.
I love it. And yes, we definitely hit the gym earlier today. And yes, week one. Listen, I'm here for overreactions after week one. I got a whole segment prepped around overreactions for week one or from week one. Look, I don't disagree with you. I think the Giants, I think we don't give them enough credit where they are actually good. I actually think Tracy is an above average running back. Neighbors is clearly a top 10 receiver. And I really did not intend or want to beat up on Terry too much. But right now, 2 catches, the average looks pretty bad, right? He's getting paid $50 million a catch right now, give or take. So not looking the best right now. But
I can't have this conversation after week one. Jamar Chase had 2 catches. And they went against the Browns. Like, come on.
Week one's outliers. I don't count week one for anything.
What concerned me, though, FP, is that it didn't look like they were actively trying to get Terry involved, right? We saw targeting of Debo. Well, okay, but I'm just saying we saw more towards Ertz and more towards Debo, and maybe that was the game plan. Again, I'm not. A little bit of this is, and I'll bring down the fourth wall here for just a second. Some of this is just some show stick. I'm happy Terry is on the team, but I did expect a little bit more. And frankly, I don't think you can argue that if he's there in training camp, when they take that shot, it's 3 catches, 65 yards, or 3 catches, 70 yards.
Like Lamb, or like Justin Jefferson, or like Jamar Chase, or like Puka, or like any of the wide receiver ones out there that didn't have a great week one. It happens.
There was, you're right. There was a lot. 20, you watched the game, and admittedly, you are a 49ers fan. I still don't understand why, but that's fine. Okay, you're allowed to root for whoever you want. There's always space here on the DC bandwagon for you. No problem. What did you? I mean, as an outsider, not that you're disconnected from the team or from the local media, but what did you see? Because I mean, this was one of the. It wasn't one of the better games, but I think there was a lot of meaning in the NFC to see Washington come out and just win. It wasn't dominating, but outside of a couple of matchups, there wasn't anybody that dominated anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Dala and FP that week one is completely an outlier, and they kind of looked a little bit rusty, the Commanders did, but overall, I felt like the offense looked great. And, the fact that Jaden can get multiple people involved and not always have to find Terry is a good thing. I was very impressed, and this is going to be kind of random, by Eckler. I thought Eckler played a hell of a game. Considering like I was worried about the running back room before the season started, but now I'm like, okay, well, they look really good, and Bill looked amazing too. As far as the defense goes, that D-line stuffing the run, like Dollar said, I completely agree. Defense looked solid, not allowing a touchdown. Like that was wonderful to see. And I might be a 49ers fan, but I'm definitely a homer. I root for the home team. Like, I want to see the Commanders go far, and I think this team is pretty solid, and they're only going to get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And FP, you kind of everybody alluded to it, right? The defense looked better. Now, are they playing against the team that anybody had going to the playoffs? I don't think so. I don't think anybody had the Giants get into the playoffs on their bingo card. I mean, they are a bottom half team for sure. And maybe after their showing, Russell is really, really bad. And let's just spend a second here on this. The era of teardrop passes from the pocket, and I see a lot of this in Kyler Murray. You just see it in pockets around the league. It just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't.
Unless you're Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers for some reason.
It doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't. And Russ's entire game is really predicated on, I'm going to make you bite on the play fake or on the play action, and then I'm going to dink and dunk, and occasionally I'll take a shot down the field. I think we're already in Malik Neighbors Dable explosion territory, and we got a tiny peek of that on Sunday for anybody that was paying attention.
You gotta love seeing that on week 1.
Well, I don't know what to make of it, to be very honest, right? Because when your diva wide receiver starts doing that, generally you're going to work to get him the ball. Did they do that? Like, did I miss something?
No, not at all. And
he had 12 targets.
All Dable did was tell him to calm down. You're going to get your shots. And he had 12 targets, and Russ just couldn't connect with him. But also, there was a few pass breakups by Lattimore. I mean, we were rotating all of our secondary on Neighbors, which is even a better sign that Amos and Samuel and Lattimore and all of those guys could basically rotate on him, and they had him locked down.
So did you really enjoy seeing that, or did you like seeing that? Because it made me a little nervous, right? Like, I think
seeing that we were rotating the guys on, I think it was more of a disrespect to Russ thing than a concern over Neighbors thing. That makes sense.
Fair. That's fair. But does it? I mean, generally speaking, though, I would like, in my opinion, as an observer and a fan of the team, I would prefer that Lattimore be the clear-cut number one, and where he's going to travel and kind of move around. I get it schematically. Maybe you don't want to do that. You don't want to tip your hand. You don't want him just basically covering go routes all night long, or just standing there with his hand on his junk. Like, you want him engaged in the game.
I think it depends more on the matchup. If it's a true elite wide receiver one, like if you're going to go like Dak and CD, like they didn't connect on a lot of passes on Thursday night, but there's something there that they're force feeding CD with those long bombs. That's something where you're going to want Lattimore. You stay on that wide receiver one, right? There's going to be, when you face whatever Justin Jefferson's, situationally, Lattimore, I think, steps up to that occasion. But you still have the rest of that secondary. They look fully capable of being able to rotate on any one of the wide receiver ones in the league. Like, is anyone really worried if Amos goes against a Devonta Smith, or is anybody really worried if Sanders still has to line up against like a Chris Godwin when he comes back for the Bucs or anything? Like, no, like pound for pound, player for player, I think this secondary, after you lose the bad pieces from seasons past, I think you're comfortable rotating and having them face any of the receivers. And that's also coming in with a much better pass rush, right? Like Dietrich Wise looked fantastic.
Wise looked awesome. But Kinlaw for me, I mean, he's like two people.
LP and I said it ourselves. Like, the second Kinlaw flashed on screen, we're like, Jonathan Allen, who? And then yesterday you see Jonathan Allen, Caleb slipped out of his grasp. He couldn't get the sack. And that's what we saw the whole time with Jonathan Allen on this team is the so close, but
sure. And we saw it last night on Monday Night Football too, right? So close, hand on jersey, couldn't complete the play. LP, the secondary, I didn't see a lot of, holes. I mean, I want to very much acknowledge that the secondary is improved and Lattimore does appear to be healthy and the unit as a whole is better. I actually want to just talk about Von Miller here for a second, because I feel like he was on, I think, for 30 of 60 snaps or something in that range, 50% on-field rate. That's basically where he was and how he was utilized with the Bills as well. I mean, he flashed at times too. I mean, he knows how to play football, right? And there's something about these old guys in the middle of the defense just knowing where to be that I think will prove to be very valuable. We saw this with Wags. Now we see it with Miller. I think it will help the team defensively. And let's be honest, did anybody really look terrifying in the NFC in week one? I don't think so. So it's not hyperbole to say, like, maybe this team is an actual contender given the upgrades they've made on defense. We know the offense can go get points. We know Jaden is special. You added Debo. Defense was the big question mark. And now it begs the question, do they match up better now with a team like Philly? And I think the answer has to be yes. Von Miller brings that to your team. Like, he can be that difference maker.
Von Miller talked about it on Junkies this morning, where he never started a drive in Buffalo. 2 years. First was never on for first down. He's getting that opportunity here in Washington, which is huge for him. He's basically saying, I feel like I did 2 years ago. And I think just breeding confidence into him makes him a better player, makes him a more than just a rotational piece here in Washington.
Well, and I think his role is going to have to be more than that for the team to be successful, right? I mean, he's going to come and go. I think, again, game situations are going to dictate that he plays more or plays less, but I don't expect to see a ton of him in week 2, to be very honest. And I don't want to get to the Packers just yet because I still want to talk about the offense. But
you saying because of veteran rest?
Yeah, but I also don't think that the Packers are that scary of a team. I think they're actually extremely overhyped, and I'm just not a Love guy. Sorry, I don't see anything special with Love. Nothing. But before we get to Packers talk, let's talk about the offensive unit. FP, I feel like you need to stand up here, or we need to clap for you because you called it. You called it from a running back's perspective. You said this kid is special. Don't buy the hype into he's going to get buried on the depth chart or he's going to be a practice squad guy. I think I want to say Corey's 4th in the NFL in rushing right now, right? I'm basically on 10 touches. No one's expecting him to be Derrick Henry, but he did provide something that, and this is no disrespect to Brian Robinson whatsoever, that B-Rob could not do, which is take a 1 or 2 yard out route or halfback toss and actually turn it into positive yards. He looks quick. He looks shifty. He looks hungry. You got to give you your flowers. I mean, you called this one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it also comes down to you have a significantly better O-line this year than last year, left side and right side. Like having Connor Lee as your right tackle is huge. He had quite a challenge against Brian Burns and some of the elite pass rush that the Giants do actually have. But between how much better that line looks, Allegretti in there, Biadasz, all of them, like it's great to see the running attack move. And, Echo Cadiz or 20 with Eckler, it was a fantastic run attack. But Bill specifically, you saw the decisiveness that came out of Bill. You saw him hit the hole, like know exactly which gap he's going to attack, run through it with power, and then you saw the speed. With B-Rob, you saw one or the other, right? He either didn't know what he was going to do.
Yeah, there was never much speed.
His speed, which wasn't ever top end, but like he would focus more on running through than with power, or with power instead of running through. He could never do both. And Bill has that ability where he can violent and then burst. And
what is the official nickname for Mr. Ja'Cory?
His name is Bill.
Bill.
You call him Bill. He
Bill.
told us, call me Bill. Based off some PBS cartoon back in the day. There's a little character, bald.
Yeah. But I mean, moving forward, he should be RB1, and he should probably get 60-ish% of the carries in that.
I don't know if you can really say RB1. I think Cliff has a design where it's going to be all 3 running backs that are activated that week are going to be used situationally. So Eckler's going to be your kind of outside bubble screen type running back, right? Kind of being involved in some of the sweeps and whatnot. Bill's probably going to be your cowbell, run through the middle of the meat running back, and then McNichols, he's also a violent, strong running back. C-Rod's probably never going to really get activated. And if he does, that means somebody got hurt. But I mean, all 3 of those running backs, similar in style, but like specific talents, right? Like Eckler, the inability to go down and Marshall Falking and hitting the turn and getting us that first down that led to the Debo touchdown. That was a huge play. Only Eckler can give you that. Maybe Bill eventually can get you there and has that vision to spin and continue the play going. But right now, that's Eckler's move. Like that is his shiftiness that you need. It's going to be an interesting time. And all of this comes down with Jaden. He didn't even really have to do any rushing.
We saw rushed,
and you had a
Debo.
Couple. And Debo, yeah. I mean,
Debo didn't rush at all.
You have a lot of, there's 5 amazing attacks that you can have to run the ball right there.
Yeah. Andy, who stood out to you offensively? And you look at what the unit was able to do as a whole. And anybody stand out to you offensively?
Yeah, hold on. So for our corners, I think any one of the corners can match up with any receiver in the league, to be honest with you. I don't think Lattimore will follow any number one Jamar Chase or AJ Brown type of plays anymore. I think Sainristil might even be a little bit more consistent when it comes to coverage. So I don't think that our corners will ever play man coverage and follow a wide receiver around in the league. It tips our hand.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, totally fine. I like all three of our starting corners, and maybe Amos has some growth, but I like Sainristil and Lattimore covering either T. Higgins or Jamar Chase or
whoever
the top two are on any team. And then the next point about Von Miller, I think what Von Miller brings most to the team, and I mentioned this last year when we were talking about Saquon Barkley running wild in the Super Bowl, and everybody said he was going to run wild. And I think my one point was that Kansas City has the discipline to stop those gaps, stop the holes, and just keep Saquon bottled up. I think that's what Von Miller brings. And I think it was very intentional for Jalen Hurts specifically, because that man cannot throw the ball in the pocket. He always rolls out. If you can keep him contained, and Von Miller can, and Von Miller really doesn't miss tackles. I think his like 90% purpose of coming on this team is for like Jalen Hurts and similar type quarterbacks. Nothing really stood out to me from the game. We're talking about the Giants and the Redskins still, or did we move on?
The question was what stood out to the offense, and then
he had all these things he wanted to rattle off. You could just jump in because you don't have to wait.
No, it's too crowded. It's too crowded.
He's calling people out.
Too crowded. What stood out for me offensively? Nothing. I was pretty disappointed offensively. I thought we could score more points.
You know what? I second that. I think they should have gotten more points consistent. The Giants stink. Is anyone going to sit here and tell me that they're good? They're not good.
No.
They're better defensively than they are offensively, though.
And then the fluke at the beginning of the first half was bad. I mean, he didn't even come up with any points.
That was probably Jaden's first moment there, right? As a professional, is that? I mean, maybe that's a bit much, but you got to be a little bit more aware. I mean, why are you throwing it away? Just get the stupid field goal unit out there. Look, I don't want to
time management. That's on coaching. That's not on Jaden.
The clock management. I don't want to bring up past administrations, but it was shades of previous coaches and administrations. The inability to get plays in on time, burning timeouts. We had, I think, one timeout left halfway through the third quarter, right? Like someone's not paying attention when you do that, and you can get away with it when you're playing the Giants or the Panthers. You're not going to get away. I mean, the Packers are probably good enough to make you pay for something like that right down the stretch. It's the offensive unit overall, maybe a little lackluster, maybe timing a little off, maybe not super inspired. But at the same time, I feel like I could argue the opposite too. If I'm that coaching staff, I can beat the Giants with my vanilla playbook. Why would I put anything on film for anybody to see? Like I can go out there and get 16 points and win because they can't get to 14, right? I mean, that's the reality.
I was telling you.
Yeah, but I want to go back to time management for a second. If you look at last year, how many times did we burn our first time out in the second half on the first drive? I mean, it happened a ton last year too. So this is not a one-game problem.
I don't remember that being a thing. I'll take you at your word, but I don't remember that being a thing.
It was definitely a thing. First time out, very early in the second half.
Yeah, that happened regularly. But I mean, I'm not too worried about it because overall, when it came down to it, the time management sorted itself out, and over time, DQ and Cliff, they got way more efficient with the plays. And when you go hurry up offense, which we do all the time, it's not necessarily an issue, right? Like hurry up offense removes the need for better time management. Is basically what I'm getting.
You'd like to have it, especially in a situation. You'd like to have more timeouts than less if you need to challenge something.
But I think, and maybe this is the perfect segue here. I think the team as a whole, there's no time to practice for the Packers, and I think we viewed the Packers as the team that needed more practice. So I think you probably spent your last 4 or 5 actual practices because you have all offseason prep for the Giants. Great, week 1, you're good. But you probably spent the last 4 or 5 practices, especially with Terry back, focusing on the Packers because it's a Thursday night game. It's a quick turnaround. That Monday's off, Tuesday, you're going to have film review walkthroughs. Wednesday's travel. Boom. Game is here on Thursday.
Yes.
So they probably, I'm not saying they overlooked the Giants, but I'm saying they probably focused a lot of their time on the Packers up until Sunday at 1 o'clock.
But really,
probably why you got some of the stalling on offense, probably why you got a little bit of the miscommunication and the time management issues is because that's not the game they were really practicing for.
But I'll say it. I'm totally fine with that, right? I think when you look, if you I mean, Love is better than Wilson. Neither team can really run the ball. I'm not. I mean, you tell me where I go wrong here.
Jacobs has
Josh Jacobs had a pretty good year last year.
Okay, so
threat. Yeah.
Well, Jacobs is a better running back than Tracy, right? But Neighbors is a better receiver than anybody on the Packers squad, right? So if you get the same play out of your secondary, assuming you could stick to man or a light zone coverage, then you're going to have an extra body to deal with the running back. So like, I don't see how we lose this game. I'm sorry. The Packers stink. The Packers stink. There is no mysticism anymore around
Parsons that will be lined up against Connerly, and we saw Brian Burns had his way with Connerly. Granted, it's his first game in the league, but
I saw a whole lot of Jaden jogging to the sideline as well, especially in the second half. Who's going to catch him? Like, this isn't meant to be, again, I don't want to get like so ahead of myself or out over my skis here, but the Packers are not a good team. They're not. They are a
Packers are a good team.
They are
the Packers are a good team. They are probably they're top 7 in the league.
You're insane. 7?
Top 7. Top 7.
Here's the question.
They're Super Bowl contenders, Joe.
Here's the question.
They're top 7.
Week 1 is a lie. So the question is, are the Lions actually much worse off this year?
I think
or are the Packers much stronger?
I think the Lions are worse.
I think the Lions had no idea what to do out there without their coordinators.
They looked very lost. They looked very lost offensively, which I didn't see happening, right? Because their players are still there, right? And you would, I mean, did Ben Johnson really make that big of a difference in play calling? It's hard for me to buy that. It just is. And I look at Chicago last night on Monday Night Football. Yuck! Everything about that game was disgusting, right? I mean, false starts everywhere. You're too cute, and your quarterback's not that good. And anyway,
but Ben Johnson.
I think the NFC North in general is a lot worse than last year.
Well, I agree.
Except the Packers.
The Packers got better from last season. Nobody can deny.
They got better a week ago because they added a good defensive piece.
Which makes
he's an impact player for sure. He's an impact player.
Which receiver scares you on that squad?
Exactly.
I mean, nobody scares me, but if I had to pick, it'd be that Reed fella, Jaden Reed or whatever, Jalen Reed. I don't know his name.
They're not neighbors.
They're not. Yeah,
they're not neighbors.
It's fine.
I had Jalen Reed last year.
I guess their defense is okay.
He disappears more than Terry.
Okay, their defense is okay, but I mean, is Micah going to play 60 snaps? No, of course not. Of course not.
Their defense looked really aggressive.
Even with Micah, I mean, you think about it from the Cowboys' perspective last year. Like they had Micah, and they still had a shitty defense.
It's true.
It's not like it's very hard for one person to turn a defense around.
The Packers are better. Are they like as a team? They are. Andy, I hear you. They're better than they were last year. The Skins are way better than they were last year.
I agree. I don't like the Packers.
I think you love the Packers, but
I don't love the Packers. This whole stigma came from you and FP saying that they are poo-poo, like dirt, like they're bottom of the barrel team. And all I said was they're not as bad as you guys think they are. That's how this whole thing started.
I have no respect for Jordan Love.
Yeah, I don't believe
fine. Jordan Love's an idiot. But the team as a whole, I've been saying it. They are not as bad as you and FP make them out to be. They're not.
No, they're not bottom of the league.
They're not top 7.
No,
they're not top 7 either.
They are top 7.
16.
They are top 7. They are a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
Okay,
no,
they're
legitimate wild card.
Look at the stats.
Yeah, they're wild card. Last spot in the playoffs.
You guys are wrong.
What about that team? Like, what about that team? Unless the field is frozen and the players don't want to play, like when was the last time they looked truly like a juggernaut? You probably have to. I mean, you definitely have to go back to Aaron Rodgers days.
Yeah,
but you got to go back to early Aaron Rodgers days where he was making a Hall of Fame, name for himself.
Jordy Nelson days. They haven't had a receiver.
They haven't had a receiver. I mean, and they don't really have one now. Yes, they can go get points in a pinch when they play very loose, but I like their coach. I just don't see how they're going to get points against this defense, given that I think the Skins matched up very well with a Giants team that has comparable talent.
If you look
the
at that,
Skins should win this game.
They should, but it's also a short weekend in Lambeau. But if you look at the Packers versus the Lions, the biggest thing that dictated that game was the trenches. It was Green Bay's defensive line embarrassed the Lions' O-line and vice versa. Green Bay's O-line removed Aiden Hutchinson and all issues and pressure from the Lions, and they had their time to operate and do what they needed to do. And Jordan Love could drop back and he could make his passes to his mediocre receivers. I think our O-line and our D-line, based on what I saw week 1, is better than what the Lions put on the field. And that to me makes this it's hard to determine who's the better team, but I think if you look through it, if our O-line and our D-line is better, our wide receivers are better. I think our secondary is better. I think our quarterback is better. So then easygoing, your team is better.
Yeah, so what's left? It's a short week, and generally defenses are not 100%, right? I mean, the only positive here is that it's early in the season, so you're not dealing with any crazy
and it's in Lambeau.
Last year, Jaden Daniels fell asleep in a Thursday night game. I swear, he was sleepy. I think it was the Eagles when he played them. The man was barely awake on the sideline.
That was the week after he hurt his ribs.
I'm just saying, he fell asleep.
No,
that's an important note.
It was a Thursday night game. I don't remember who they played.
It was the Cincy game. Since it was a Monday night?
Since he was Monday night week 3.
It was a prime time. One of the prime
whether
times.
it's Monday or Thursday, it's the same time. And if you're not asleep on Monday at that time, you're not going to be asleep on Thursday at that time.
He wasn't literally asleep.
Yeah,
he was just not focused.
Sure, but this is early enough in the season. Look, I think everybody plays on Thursday. I would rather play early in the season on Thursday. I'm glad they're getting it out of the way. This is mini buy number 1. Then they get another one after the Spain trip. Like I'm fine, and I expect them to win on Thursday night. It doesn't have to be pretty. I think you're going to see a very similar game plan to what we saw with the Giants. Just get a couple touchdowns and then nurse it the rest of the way. Run your running backs. You don't like what I hope to see is a couple more shots down the field for somebody, right? I don't like that Jaden didn't take. I think he had 2 attempts over 20 yards, right? I don't like that, right? That's a little bit uninspired, right? But again, if you're nursing a lead, don't put anything on film that you don't want to. You're not going to see the Giants in the postseason. Maybe you see the Packers in the postseason, but right now, at where we sit after week 1, it's Eagles and everybody else. And as far as everybody else in the NFC is concerned, Skins got to be right up there next to them. Tell me I'm wrong. Who else is there? The Bucks. I do believe in the Bucks. I think that is a very well coached and well balanced team. But like, does anyone else? I mean, is there another runaway team? Like the Lions are going to have to show us something in the NFC. The Lions are going to have to show us something. Like who else are you afraid of in the NFC? It's Eagles. The Eagles. And then everybody else. And like I said,
I think the Cowboys did a lot better than a lot of people expected them to. I think
they always come out of the game.
But you know, if they find a way to put it together this season, they could be a formidable team, especially if they stay healthy. That offense can put up points, right? It's there. It's definitely within the East. Is all the competition.
Do you expect the Skins to win on Thursday, FP?
Yes.
Let's go around the horn here. Andy, who you got on Thursday?
Yeah, Skins.
20?
Can we do score predictions?
Let's do it. 20, who you got?
Green Bay. And I think it'll be like 28-21.
Get them off the show.
I know. It's so
no, listen. I know you guys. Listen, don't overlook Green Bay. They played phenomenal football last week. And against a Lions team who you could say, okay, well, they don't have their coordinators. That's fine. But they have a lot of the same pieces, right? Same offensive pieces, or have what have you. But I think that having Micah does make a difference. And I told Joe before we started the show, Micah played 50% of the snaps, and he had 1 sack, and he got to the he got to the quarterback a few times, but 1 sack off of 50% of the snaps. That man is a monster, and I don't think
that's not a good ratio.
But what I'm saying is, imagine you put in somebody and half the snaps, they get 1 sack. Do you know how hard it is to get a sack in the NFL?
I don't
It's not an
understand
easy thing.
all the jockeying of the
Sacks
Packers.
are also overrated.
Yeah.
No, they're not. What do you mean? No.
Yeah, they are.
You
No,
tell
they're
them,
not.
we care about pressures, things you can't see in the box score, right?
Okay,
That's
listen, you guys.
Sacks
I
are-
want the
Hey, wait,
Commanders to
you
win.
pick who'd you got 28-21. You got the bad guys beating the Commanders. Was that was that your score?
Yes, man. Yes, it's gonna happen. Don't overlook Green Bay. They're an elite team.
Oh my God, LP, who you got on Thursday? That's
No, yeah, I got the Skins putting up 40 to 17.
That's my guy. What?
No, Thursday night games are always
we put
low
up 40
scoring.
so many times last year.
No, we did,
It's
but
prime time
what's
under
your
the big
score?
lights.
Andy,
Put it
what's
up
your
40.
So yeah, my score prediction, and Thursdays are always low scoring, even if the elite offenses are out there. I'm gonna go probably like 24 to like 14 or 17. 13. I'll go 13. 24.
Does Green Bay score a touchdown?
Yeah, 1 touchdown, 2 field goals.
FP, what's your score prediction?
42-40. It's going to be a barn burner.
Well, I'm gonna zag here. I think Skins win. And it's gonna be like 21-6. I disrespect Green Bay. Everybody that listens to this show from Green Bay, I don't care. I don't believe in your stupid team. I don't care about Micah. I don't care about any fake mysticism around Lambeau. I don't care. I think your team stinks. I think your town stinks, and we're gonna roll you. And I never want to talk about the Packers again, unless they resurface in the playoffs, and then we'll do it again. Hopefully on our field. Packers stink. They're not an elite team. I can't believe those words came out of Tony's mouth. That's all I have to say about this.
Honestly, I'm offended. Anybody that's a fan of the Packers should never be allowed on this show ever again.
Anybody who
I'm not a fan of the Packers.
Texts me about Micah and the Packers. I don't care. It's not a national headline. Nobody cares.
Debo
Nobody
did
cares
more for the Skins in week 1 than Micah did for the Packers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
He
sure.
plays defense. Defense doesn't win crap in the NFL.
Only
2025.
people in Green Bay that are like,
Right.
you're disrespecting our team. Okay. You got a good coach, you got an average quarterback, you got an above average running back, and that's it. Poop be on your name. Thank you so much.
It's a Bush League. This is what it is.
I know where that came from. All right, let's go around the league. Top 5, low 5, and I want to go first. All right. Eagles, because I just talked about them. Eagles, in my opinion, are the team everybody is chasing and thinking about. I believe the Bills are. I still can't believe. One, I missed full disclosure and public confession here. I watched the balance of the Sunday night game, the second half on Monday morning. I think this is my new thing for the football season. I'm not staying up late unless the Commanders are winning. I just got too much going on in the mornings, but I did finish the game. I was blown away by what the Bills were able to do. I got them at number 2. I've got the Ravens at number 3. And I want to say this, and I want to be as clear as possible. I think we are starting to see the end of Derrick Henry being an elite running back in the league. He's still got the breakaway speed, but this dude fumbles consistently in big spots. It happened last year several times, and it happened again on Sunday night. I'm still a believer, and I think the Ravens are that good, and they'll still be in the mix. I got them at number 3. Number 4, I got the Bucks, and I was torn between Bucks and Skins in this spot. I just like what the Buccaneers are doing. I love the way Baker's playing. They're a very balanced team. The defense is good too, and they have a cupcake schedule. Top 5 for me. Last team is Skins. I think they belong in this conversation. I think they.
You have the Bucks over the Skins?
Yes, I do. But like by 0.1, by very, very little. And it's mainly LP because the Skins didn't put anything on film that I thought was inspiring. I don't think there was if you're the Packers preparing for them, what are you preparing for, right? A bunch of runs up the gut and an occasional deep shot. It's not inspiring. The Bucks spread the ball out. I mean, they just a very balanced game from them. So that's my top 5. FP, who you got in your top 5?
I think I'm probably going to go Eagles. Unfortunately, you got to give them the number 1 until they prove they can't do it. Then you're definitely going Bills over the Ravens. I was torn about that because the Ravens for 3.5 quarters looked like the significantly better team.
Yeah, Lamar was actually throwing to receivers.
Yeah,
impressive.
But I think the Bills, from a decision-making standpoint and kind of a cleaner game, if they have that magic where they can come back and they can get the points and they can get that victory, I think you give it to the Bills. I think Josh Allen is proving why he got the MVP last season. And then, yeah, you go Ravens. They're incredible. And more so than just Derrick Henry, I think Lamar, Derrick Henry, and kind of all of the sloppiness and the turnovers that they see in the playoffs, that is their one thorn in their side. If they clean that up, Super Bowl's theirs. They can't clean that up. It's been their issue for the entire Lamar era. And then I'm actually going to put Skins 4. I think coming out week 1 when you don't really know what's happening, and Jaden still very much looks like Jaden, which is the biggest thing to keep in mind. And then the weapons that we added and the reinforcement that we added already made an impact week 1. I think they're going to hit the ground running and they're going to take off. And actually, I'm going to put Packers at number 5 over the Bucks. The truth is they beat the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, but the 1 seed didn't look like the 1 seed.
They beat the previous 1 seed and they put up it was a dominant win. When you get a dominant win, it doesn't matter what team you're playing. When it's that dominant, you have to give respect to it. So I'm putting the Packers at number 5. After that, it's a toss-up with the Bucks and all the other trash out there, the Falcons, whatever.
Well, not the Falcons, but
Falcons.
Okay. Andy, top 5.
Falcons play good.
I'm not having Philly is not number 1 for me. I don't care what they did last year. Their defense, their secondary, they lost a lot of key players. They should not have the number 1 spot. The Bills, they looked fantastic. They just gave James Cook that extension. He looked good. He doesn't look like he's looking over his shoulder anymore. The receivers kind of stink, but it doesn't matter. You have Josh Allen. Defense is good. Bills showed up. They never quit. They are a scary team.
All true.
Number 2, I'm sorry, it's still not even Philly. The Ravens are number 2 in my book. They looked scary as hell, although they lost the game. I get it. But those 2 teams, I think if we didn't have NFC, AFC, I would love to see the Ravens, Bills in the Super Bowl all the time. The Ravens are fantastic. You guys already beat that horse. You guys are going to either love me or hate me. I actually think the Skins looked better than Philly. The Skins looked better than Philly. I don't think you didn't even see the tip of the iceberg with the Skins. I think they were holding a lot back. They were playing like mid-range.
Much out of the Eagles. I mean, this isn't that crazy of a take because both receivers combined, I think Jahan outgained AJ Brown and Devonta, right?
Devonta.
I mean, it's not that crazy of a take. I just think Saquon is
that was on 1 catch.
Else, but yeah.
Well, okay, fine, whatever. 3, I still go Skins. 4, I'll give it to Philly there.
Okay.
And 5, for me, it's actually the Chargers. I thought the Chargers
played a great game. Yeah,
played good. Justin Herbert finally looks comfortable. He looks healthy. He was spreading the ball around. He looked in command. Their offense looked great. Keenan Allen coming back home. He looks like Keenan Allen of like 2017 or something.
Yes,
they looked good. Their running back situation is still a little funky, but I think their rookie will eventually figure it out. Defense looks strong. I think the Chargers are they're a good number 5 for me. So that's my top 5.
I don't hate your list. And Keenan moving on from Chicago after that 1-year rental and going back to LA. I mean, he's got to be one of the happiest people in the league to be playing with a real quarterback for a real coach. Maybe the city doesn't care about football so much, but I mean, I think we'd be remiss to say that they're not improved and looking like a pretty good team right now. So,
they are.
20, who's your top 5?
So, number 1, I got the Eagles. Say what you will. They are still my contenders to win the Super Bowl this year as well. I got the Bills. I think they are an amazing team and they just find ways to win. And, they've been like with the Ravens, their Achilles heel. So I'm going with the Bills. Chargers are my number 3. Watching that game on Friday night was super entertaining. Like they barely ran the ball and that's a high charged offense. And to do what they did to the Chiefs was just incredible. And, Mahomes is still Mahomes, but yeah, you could say the Chiefs aren't really that great anymore, but To do that to them was incredible to watch. 4, I have Ravens, and I will say 5 is the Packers.
You don't believe that.
I'm telling you, they're a lot better than you
All
think.
right, great. Okay, they're the best team ever. You're right. You're right. LP, top 5.
1, I'm gonna say are the Ravens. I think they're the most stacked team in the NFL. I don't think they're gonna win Super Bowl, but I think they're the best team. 2, I'm gonna go Bills. 3, I'm gonna go Eagles. 4, I'm gonna go Skins, and 5, Chargers. And a very close 6, I'm gonna throw in the Colts.
33. You don't believe that? Get out of here.
No way.
There's no chance.
You were definitely doing that just for the no.
That's for the shtick. That's for the shtick. But I mean,
that's the shtick.
Well, I mean, was there a good game? Was there a more surprising team or quarterback performance? I mean, who was more surprising? Your boy DJ with the Colts or Aaron with the Steelers? Who was more
Aaron with
surprising?
the Steelers.
No, more surprising DJ for sure.
No.
DJ
Aaron was left for dead. Nobody thought Aaron had anything left in his tank. And he comes out and he puts 4 touchdowns against a Jets defense that was respected and feared up until that game. Come on.
I'm torn on this one. Who's on DJ's side on this one?
No.
FP.
Tommy Daniel Jones for sure.
Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito. That's what I say to you.
What
is that?
He got benched for Tommy DeVito.
Who?
DJ did.
Yeah.
DJ.
Last year.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I'm telling
who was the most surprising performance?
DJ.
The Giants are an inept franchise. I don't care what they do and what
I agree with you.
So that makes it even more surprising.
Yeah, I think
it makes it more surprising that it was DJ.
If you see Saquon Barkley leave the Giants and all of a sudden be like, hey guys, I didn't suck. I wasn't injured. I'm actually a good player. It was the team. You're not surprised. When Daniel Jones leaves the Giants and he goes, hey guys, guess what? I do know how to make a pass. I do know how to read. I do have an O-line that can actually protect me. I'm not terrible. Then it's the team. Aaron Rodgers was left for dead. The entire world, community, sports, everything was like, this guy sucks. He can't do anything. He can't move. And he comes out and he drops 4 touchdowns against a Jets defense. Miami is a trash
I'm sure
team.
he told them he knows how to make a read.
But look, did anyone have DJ throw in 3 touchdowns?
No, I'm not saying it wasn't
on every possession.
I'm not saying it wasn't surprising, but Aaron Rodgers, that was the question. MVP level Aaron Rodgers is more surprising.
That was the question, right? To LP's, which one was more surprising?
More surprising is Aaron Rodgers.
No, I think
I say DJ.
I think I'm with 20.
They still have Jonathan Taylor. They still have a stout defense. They still have a great O-line. That's a team that made it to the playoffs with Carson Wentz. That is a good team. Daniel Jones doing good there is not bad.
Are you talking about the Colts being a good team?
They made it to the playoffs like 3 years ago with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but
the team is good. Daniel
I'm with Paul.
Daniel
I'm
Jones,
with FP on this one.
The Washington Commanders every season is not a bad
Jones. Daniel Jones is still physically capable to throw the ball over 40 yards. And I think we know that. We last year could not see Aaron Rodgers throw the ball. How many underthrown balls did we see?
Yeah, we did.
The man could not throw the ball 35 yards. I am more surprised that Aaron Rodgers performed the way he did in a Steelers offense that's typically dink and dunk. That's not a high scoring offense. Yeah, their scheme, their coaching, they don't light up the scoreboard like that. I am more shocked that he performed that way. Daniel Jones, I'm not saying I expected it from Daniel Jones. Definitely didn't.
No, nobody expected it.
Yeah, but I'm not as surprised. The man can throw 40 yards. He's got fast wide receivers. The offense is not bad. They have a good run game to balance things off. Like, I am more surprised with Aaron Rodgers' performance than I am.
Could the Colts win that
I think you should change your name to Voice of Reason. That was reasonable, and I think I'm flipping.
He literally echoed everything I said.
Yeah, he didn't say anything new.
No, it was just sounded way more reasonable.
Okay, I got a couple more of these. Then we'll go rapid fire. Did Caleb get more out of starting all of last season, or did JJ get more out of sitting all of last year? We saw these guys obviously face off on Monday Night Football. It's a pretty ugly game for 3.5 quarters. Who you got? Where do you fall on this one? I know there's no Caleb love or fans in this group or amongst our group. But who got more out of their rookie season? Caleb playing the entire way or JJ sitting and watching?
I'll start. I mean, JJ sitting. How many times have we seen a rookie quarterback get thrown into the fire, I mean, there's exceptions, get thrown right into the fire, and they can't. The pressure, they just can't perform. They end up being mediocre quarterbacks, failing miserably. And how many times do we see quarterbacks sit that were maybe mid to late first round picks, sit Aaron Rodgers, those kinds of quarterbacks sit for multiple years and then come out and show out and become amazing quarterbacks. The expectation obviously was for Caleb to come in and run and gun and, Patrick Mahomes style football. He still does that, but he doesn't do it well. Inaccurate throws.
Does he do that?
I don't think he does scramble a lot. He scrambles a lot, even though it's not, like graceful. The man is like flailing all over the place, but he does scramble and get out of pressure. And JJ, the expectation obviously wasn't the same for him as it was for Caleb, 10th pick, right? I think it was, or something like that. Coming up from a Michigan offense that, had Jim Harbaugh, had some kind of NFL offensive scheme to it. I think the expectation, though, obviously for Caleb was to light him up. And the benefit for JJ to sit for a year, he's poised. He threw that interception, came into the game. He was poised. Although the game stunk for 3 quarters, I think JJ benefited a lot more sitting, watching, learning, than being thrown into the fire immediately.
LP, which way you go on this one?
Do you need us to repeat the question, LP?
Yeah, I don't know. He's
I thought you said FP. I am good. I am usually of the mind of the only way you learn is you practice, but I think it's actually regressing for Caleb. I think the new offensive scheme.
Bad.
He just looked so bad yesterday. So
too many false start
for
penalties.
Sure, JJ.
He doesn't look confident in the pocket. I mean, he's running towards the sideline doing a pirouette, trying to throw the ball downfield. I don't know. Like,
that was so ugly.
You can excuse some of that stuff, but I don't think you can excuse all of it consistently every game, all the time. And Caleb has weapons on that team. I mean, did they call Swift's number enough? Did they call, Doomsday's number enough? Did they push the ball once during that entire game? I mean,
they tried to OZ, but yeah.
Well, that's your guy. That's the one guy who
he was the one bright spot of that offense.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot
that
of
offense is way too talented to be this bad. I mean, Doomsday, DJ Moore.
I'm gonna
Swift.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal the answer here.
To be this bad.
I think JJ McCarthy sitting out was a bigger benefit, but more so because he had Kevin O'Connell, the better coach, and he was being coached that entire time he was sitting out and learning. And it's the same offense and all of that. But on the flip side, I think Caleb has what the Bears do to all of their number 1 picks, and they get that mental break because they got sacked so much being thrown into the fire that their default clock is rushed. And you saw all of last night. Caleb comes out there, every pass is rushed, every pass is forced, every pass is a fastball. He doesn't have the touch anymore. He can't sit in the pocket patiently and trust his O-line that they revamped, and he'll immediately tuck and run and scramble. And I think that was broken from last season, being like they gave up like the 3rd most sacks ever in NFL history last season. And I think that's what mentally broke Caleb. And that's a hard break to overcome. If your QB clock is broken to that extreme, it doesn't matter what Ben Johnson is showing.
Well, Sam Darnold survived that, right? Like,
he survived that with Kevin O'Connell. Leaving. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell fixed him. Kevin O'Connell fixed Kirk Cousins. Kevin O'Connell fixes almost any QB that comes into his system and under his leadership.
That's actually a great point. Has he ever not been competitive as head coach of the Vikings, regardless of who's under center?
No, because he knows how to coach his QBs.
I think that's actually a great point, and I do expect JJ to have the better season here. Does anyone disagree with me? I think he will end up having a statistically better season than Caleb.
I think he's in a better QB-friendly system with better weapons.
I think he's in a better system. I don't think he's a better QB, though. I think if you put Caleb into that system.
Caleb didn't win a national championship.
Yeah, outside of 2 games that Caleb's played in a season and a week now, I don't think you can look at what he's put on film and say he is a legit, he's going to carry a franchise, right? I mean, does he have?
He has the physical attributes to be it.
I don't know what you're watching.
If you can undo him going to Chicago, put him in a better system,
Okay, so now he's on a
Ultra
Baker
market.
Mayfield track then. Best case,
Yeah.
putting you up here, right? Like he's got to go somewhere else outside, like just travel a little bit, get a little bit more reps or whatever. But
I mean, yeah, he's Justin Fields too. Like,
but Justin Fields, you give him credit too. I mean, he didn't play poorly as a Steeler, and he certainly didn't play poorly as a Jet on Sunday.
that's what I'm saying, and it's the franchise's fault. The Bears just cannot.
Oh, be careful!
Put it
here.
all together.
We let's not sling mud because as a franchise, we haven't been
We
able
were
to
there. That's
we
why
were there,
but it out.
But we can see exactly what's happening. Is that the dysfunction from the top down?
That class still has a ton of potential between Jaden. I mean, Bo Nix didn't have a great game, right? Week 1. I mean, the Broncos. I was expecting a lot more out of the Broncos in Week 1. Didn't get it.
That should have been a runaway game against.
It should have been a runaway game, right? I mean, they should have handily beaten the Titans, and they didn't do it. So, it is Week 1, and some of this is fun to overreact to. But Caleb, for a season and a game now, he just doesn't look it. I don't know how else to describe it. Like sometimes you just don't pass the eyeball test. Caleb doesn't pass the eyeball test, right? It doesn't feel like the players want to play for him. It doesn't feel like the offensive line wants to block for him. It just seems like he's a guy out there. Too many false start penalties too. I think in the end, Ben Johnson's trying to be too cute with them. I got one more for you guys, and then we'll put a bow on it here. The Dolphins, the Browns, the Panthers, the Saints, the Giants, all losers in Week 1. Who was the worst of the bunch? 20, I'll go to you first. Dolphins?
By far Dolphins. Yeah, they got to get rid of Tua. He ain't it, man. He stinks.
I don't think Tua's the problem.
He can't.
Two interceptions and 1 fumble in that game. He's done. He can't play anymore.
Too many concussions.
Too many.
I don't think Miami was the worst, but I agree with Tony's take about Tua. I mean, the man has had so many concussions. I don't think he can I don't think he's working. He's literally broken. He's got so many weapons, and I agree with Tua. But no, I think the worst team. I'm kind of shocked that they even scored points. To be honest with you, it's still the Saints. Saints are awful. But that's number 32. Saints are Giants.
I mean, Spencer Rattler looks like he's playing a different sport. I mean, he doesn't look like an NFL quarterback, but Kamara's still Kamara. I mean, he's still in there. When they hand the ball off to him, he can do something. I mean, it's just a bad team. I mean, they've got a new coach, but that's just a bad team.
That's still my opinion. I don't think they don't scare me at all. Put Kamara on there. That's fine. Everybody should just game plan for Kamara. Like it's not a scary team.
FP, which of the bottom 5 were most disappointing in your opinion?
I kind of want to say the Panthers. I think all of the progress we saw them make second half of last season, they did not build upon it. They looked like the Panthers that sucked. And Bryce Young looks like he forgot everything he learned second half of last season. And they made the Jaguars look like a top half team with Trevor Lawrence doing good, Travis Hunter doing good, BTJ looking good. I mean, Trevor Etienne looked like a dominant running back, which we hadn't seen in 3 seasons. Like it's concerning that the Panthers could be that inept, that the Jaguars look like what the promise was 3 years ago.
It may be a little bit too little, too late for Trevor, but the Jags. I mean, the Panthers were not I guess they were a bottom half defense, but I don't know. LP, where do you go on this? From these? I mean, is there anyone else that belongs in the super bottom 5 here?
I mean,
Giants,
maybe the Titans. Cam Ward, I think, had like 100 yards or something like that, 130 yards.
I think defensively, though, they held a good Denver team. I think that's probably why they stay out of my super bottom 5.
Did you put the Giants in the bottom 5?
Yeah, I got Giants, Saints, Panthers, Dolphins, Browns, right? And Browns are the best, I think, in the bunch.
I don't think Browns deserve to be in bottom 5.
They held up with the Bengals. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I think
they actually should have won that game.
Oh, you're gonna put the Jets there? Who else are you gonna put there?
No, the Jets looked great. Justin Fields looked great.
So, okay, if you want to remove the Browns, which team are you gonna put in there? The Titans?
Patriots, maybe. I mean, they lost to the Raiders.
Neither of those teams look very good, to be honest. But I think, Andy, I hear you on the Saints being not a very good team. FB, I hear you on the Panthers. 20, I hear you on the Dolphins. I mean, we covered them all. For me, it's the Giants. I think this team, when you go out and have no quarterback and then draft one and sign 2, you got to put something on the field better than what they did on Sunday. right? And yes, the Commanders and the Skins defense is better, yes, but Russell Wilson looks very, very.
I think the problem is Russell Wilson. I think if you put Jameis in, that's easily a 500 team.
I was actually screaming that. There was some mixed company where I was watching the game on Sunday, and they were like, "We want to see Jackson Dart." I'm like, no. If you're an actual Giants fan, you don't want to see Dart. You want to see Jameis, because he's gonna get in there and sling it all. He's gonna sling it everywhere. You'll be able to evaluate the whole team in 3 weeks, because he's gonna give everyone a ton of chances to make some plays. And right now, he's the best quarterback on the roster. I don't know why he's not playing. Sure. He is the best quarterback on that roster, but they're rolling with
Dable's going to shoot themselves in the foot because he's going to trot out Russ against.
Isn't Dable the same guy that benched Eli for DJ once upon a time, or am I misremembering that?
No, you're correct.
So this
Did
guy
you guys hear Jay Gruden's analysis of the Giants offense? If you didn't, you should go listen to it. It was on 106.7 yesterday. But he was basically going back to saying Russ really had nowhere to go with the ball. The Skins defense was that good that there was no one open at any time. And it wasn't really on Russ. It was that the defense was playing really high level.
I get that, but also I feel like my eyes saw a lot of passes that could have torched our defense, but they just fell short or it didn't connect with the receivers.
Well, that's probably because of the pressure from our D line. Like it wasn't a clean throw ever.
But the receivers were there. They could have made the catch.
Well, when you have a guy like Neighbors on your team, you just gotta throw it around him every once in a while and just see what happens, right? Or
he has like magnets for hands. Like the ball just gets to him and he catches.
All right, last topic, and we'll go around the horn here real quick. One thing you're watching in week 2. Let's not focus on the Packers or the Skins. So give me the league at large here. One thing you're watching in week 2. LP, I'm going to you first. What are you watching in week 2?
I'm going to say the Chiefs. Starting out 0-2 would be horrible for the Chiefs. So let's see what the Chiefs come back with.
Do you think this is the end of their deep playoff run?
I think they'll still make the playoffs, but I think the Chargers are a better team.
All right, that's fair. All right. Andy, what's the one thing you're watching in week 2? Not Skins.
Yeah, it's not a good matchup, but I still have like one eyebrow up. It's the Cowboys. I want to see if they're playing the Giants next week or week 2. I want to see if they're real or not. Yeah. I want to see if the Cowboys are real.
That's fair. 20. What's the one thing you're watching in week 2?
Well, I was gonna say the Super Bowl rematch, but LP took that. So I'll probably say the Niners. They got a lot of injuries, so we'll see what happens. Brock's gonna play. I know Kittle's out, so yeah.
Kittle's always out, and it's always
he is.
This is the end of that that era too.
Yeah, I agree.
FP, what's the one thing you're watching in week 2?
I think I might be stealing it from you, Joe, but I think I want to look at Daniel Jones and the Colts over the Broncos because that's a top 5 defense, and if they can do it again, and if the Colts can come out and beat that team.
You're literally stealing my
I'm so sorry. I feel
that's like game. That's the game I'm most interested in. I know there's a ton of other good matchups. I want to that game is actually going to be on the screen, and everything else will be on Red Zone, the tablet on Red Zone. I want to see this game. If the Colts do what they did in week 1 again, we learned 2 things. 1, they should win that terrible division, but 2, the Lions are in a ton of trouble. A ton of trouble. Am I wrong?
Not the Lions. The Broncos.
No, the Broncos. Sorry, the Broncos.
The Lions is another good matchup.
No, the Broncos would be in a lot of trouble because that would effectively mean 2 very, very terrible showings for the Broncos back to back. And they should have they should have won more convincingly on week 1. The Lions are the other thing that I'm watching, right? The Lions, they have to get out there, they have to score points, they have to show that they don't necessarily need both coordinators that they lost in the offseason. But I mean, if the Lions can't find points, I don't know where they go from here, right? I mean, Campbell looked defeated in his presser on Sunday.
It'll be interesting to see which team has the bigger turnaround. It's probably going to be the Lions, but if Ben Johnson knows what to fix from week 1 to week 2 with Caleb, it'll be interesting to see if they look like a better team compared to what we saw last night.
Yeah.
You know who looked defeated in their presser and was completely lost for words, stuttering and just completely
Mike McDaniels?
Yes, I saw that presser, and the man was defeated. He was.
I mean, he has the hottest seat in the NFL right now.
My God, I have never. He was stuttering. He couldn't put a sentence together. He just was like completely broken.
You know what I was thinking last night? The conversation of the Shanahan coaching tree has to be revisited. Are they only good when they have stud QBs and a good roster?
Hold on. It's not the Shanahan coaching tree. It's the Gruden coaching tree.
Yeah.
Gruden.
No. They were all under Jay Gruden.
They were all under.
Not under Kyle Shanahan.
Not under, and definitely not under.
And they
Mike
weren't under
McDaniels
Mike.
was definitely under Shanahan.
He was
no. Gruden was at the helm of the Skins when Kyle.
He's talking about Shanahan senior people.
No, Mike Shanahan had nothing to do with this.
Senior had one person to do with that, which would be his son.
Well,
they were all on the
Jay
Shanahan.
kept Kyle. No, that's not correct. Kyle
McVay
Jay
was under
kept
Shanahan.
Kyle and then added. He flipped McVay from intern to QB coach or whatever, and then all
But
the
McVay is not part of
co-pilot.
Gruden's
Co-pilot
coaching tree.
fact
McVay
check.
is really part of his Shanahan coaching tree.
That's good. All right, next week we'll get into who deserves credit or who doesn't deserve credit. But I mean, they're still littered all over the league. LP. I mean, what are you saying that they don't deserve the praise that they're getting?
No, I'm just saying that none of them are super successful after their team is not stacked anymore.
I mean, the Rams still look pretty good. They're not super stacked.
I mean, my question is, when does Kyle
okay.
Shanahan get on the hot seat? He's blown through 3 Super Bowl windows without getting one.
No seat is higher than Daboll's. I'm surprised he's still the coach in New York. McDaniels may be right there with him. You know, like 1 and 1A. Like those got to be the 2 hottest seats. Everybody else, you're kind of getting, I think, what you expected out of them. But Daboll has had way too long, and he's already destroyed the franchise like 3 different times. So, like, why is he still in charge there? Why? Like, I don't get it.
Why is the GM still there?
Yeah.
It's hard to get rid of. It's hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts, boys? Anything you want to plug? Going once, going twice. Thank you for making time. The show is DTC, Defeating the Curse. You can download this show wherever you get your podcasts. You can also stream the show on YouTube if you have the secret link. If you don't, send us a text or an email and I'll send it to you. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out with us. Week 1 is in the books. Let's go Skins. Week 2 on deck now against the Packers. We expect to win. When we win, we'll be back to do another show for you next week. Until then, we are out.